By God, I understand a substance which is infinite, independent, supremely intelligent, supremely powerful. It is only prudent never to place complete confidence in that by which we have even once been deceived. The reading of all good books is like conversation with the finest men of past centuries. I hope that posterity will judge me kindly, not only as to the things which I have explained, but also to those which I have intentionally omitted, so as to leave to others the pleasure of discovery. The two operations of our understanding, intuition and deduction, on which alone we have said we must rely in the acquisition of knowledge. Except our own thoughts, there is nothing absolutely in our power. Because reason is the only thing that makes us men and distinguishes us from the beasts, I would prefer to believe that it exists in its entirety in each of us. Doubt everything. Our convictions result from custom and example very much more than from any knowledge that is certain. Give me extension and motion, and I will construct the universe. When writing about transcendental issues, be transcendentally clear. I am accustomed to sleep, and in my dreams to imagine the same things that lunatics imagine when awake. The first precept was never to accept a thing as true until I knew it as such without a single doubt. If you would be a real seeker of truth, it is necessary that at least once in your life you doubt, as far as possible, all things. Truths will be discovered by an individual rather than a whole people. To know what people really think, pay attention to what they do rather than what they say. God created both myself and everything else. If we possessed a thorough knowledge of all the parts of the seed of any animal, we could from that alone deduce the whole conformation and figure of each of its members. We never understand a thing so well and make it our own as when we have discovered it for ourselves. The greatest minds are capable of the greatest vices as well as of the greatest virtues. These long chains of perfectly simple and easy reasonings by means of which geometers are accustomed to carry out their most difficult demonstrations had led me to fancy everything that can fall under human knowledge forms a similar sequence. We do not describe the world we see. We see the world we can describe. There is nothing more ancient than the truth. Among all those who up to this time made discoveries in science, it was the mathematicians alone who had been able to arrive at demonstrations. In my opinion, all things in nature occur mathematically. To live without philosophizing is, in truth, the same as keeping the eyes closed without attempting to open them. One cannot conceive anything so strange and so implausible that it has not already been said by one philosopher or another. It is not enough to have a good mind. The main thing is to use it well. Possibly I am something more than I suppose myself to be. Perfect numbers, like perfect men, are very rare. Illusory joy is often worth more than genuine sorrow. An optimist may see a light where there is none, but why must the pessimist always run to blow it out? Mathematics is a more powerful instrument of knowledge than any other that has been bequeathed to us by human agency. If I found any new truths in science, I can say that they follow from or depend on 5 or 6 principal problems which I succeeded in solving, and which I regard as so many battles where the fortunes of war were on my side. Conquer yourself rather than the world. When it is not in our power to follow what is true, we ought to follow what is most probable. I am indeed amazed when I consider how weak my mind is, and how prone to error. I could not possibly be of such a nature as I am, and yet have in my mind the idea of a God, if God did not in reality exist. Everything is self-evident. When I was examining what I was, I realized that I could pretend that I had no body, but I could not pretend in the same way that I did not exist. It is in the nature of our mind to construct general propositions on the basis of our knowledge of particular ones. Divide each difficulty into as many parts as is feasible and necessary to resolve it. The chief cause of human errors is to be found in the prejudices picked up in childhood. Whenever anyone has offended me, I try to raise my soul so high that the offense cannot reach it. Cogito ergo sum. I think, therefore I am.